March 2016, Broward County, Florida. Two 15-year-olds walk into a juvenile courtroom like they own the place. One flashes 2 rows of gold teeth directly at the news cameras. The other laughs out loud as the judge reads his charges. Their friends in the gallery treat the hearing like a concert. When the sentence comes down, a girl stands up and starts dancing. They thought this was a game. They thought they'd walk out those doors and go right back to the streets. They were wrong. What happens next would be called the most shocking courtroom disruption a veteran public defender had ever witnessed. The judge wouldn't just restore order. He'd make an example out of every single person in that room. This is Maurice Thomas and Dontavius Butler. And this is the day the court dropped the hammer. It started with a stolen car. February 29, 2016. A blue Hyundai Sonata disappears from Martin County, Florida. The next morning, 4 teenagers are behind the wheel, cruising through Broward County like they don't have a care in the world. But license plate scanners don't care about attitude. Police spot the stolen vehicle in Lighthouse Point. Officers move to intercept. The Hyundai takes off. What follows is a 30-minute chase across 4 cities. Interstate 95, Oakland Park, Lauderdale Lakes, the Broward Sheriff's helicopter tracking every turn from above. At the Cambridge Square apartments, the driver does something reckless, even by criminal standards. He abandons the car while it's still moving, still in drive. 4 teenagers scatter into the complex, but 2 of them have a backup plan, a Subaru SUV, stolen 3 days earlier, parked and waiting. They'd planned this. The second chase begins. It ends near Northwest 24th Court. 1 teen caught immediately, the other taken down by a K-9 unit. By morning, all 4 are in custody. Maurice Thomas, 15 years old. The driver, Dontavius Butler, 15 years old. Passenger, Malik Roberts, 15 years old. And a female juvenile. Charges: burglary, grand theft auto, fleeing and eluding police. Wanted in 3 counties. For most teenagers, this would be a wake-up call, a moment of reckoning, a reason to show up to court with your head down and your mouth shut. Maurice Thomas and Dontavius Butler had other plans. March 1, 2016. 1:30 p.m. Broward County Juvenile Court. Judge Michael Orlando presiding. Maurice Thomas enters the courtroom laughing. Not nervous laughter. Not the awkward chuckle of a scared kid facing consequences. Real laughter. Loud. Confident. Like he's walking into a party instead of a criminal proceeding. Dontavius Butler spots the news cameras immediately. Most defendants look away, try to hide their faces, shield themselves from the lens. Not Butler. He looks directly into the camera and smiles. 2 rows of gold teeth, gleaming under the courtroom lights. He's posing, performing, like this is a photo shoot and he's the star. Behind them, the gallery fills with 7 friends and family members. It's a Tuesday, a school day. They should be in class. Instead, they've come to watch the show, and they're ready to participate. Judge Orlando begins reading the charges. Grand theft auto, fleeing and eluding, the serious felonies that could reshape these boys' futures. Thomas and Butler aren't listening. They're making faces at people in the gallery, gesturing, mouthing words, laughing at inside jokes while a judge speaks directly to them about crimes they committed. Judge Orlando sees it. He issues his first warning. Stop that. Stop. They don't stop. The judge tries again. He orders them to face the victim's family, to show some basic human decency. Look at him and apologize for what you did. They laugh, in open court, on camera, with a judge demanding respect. They laugh. Judge Orlando has seen enough. He moves to the ruling. Maurice Thomas, the driver, the ringleader, will spend 21 days in juvenile detention while the state attorney's office reviews the case. 21 days, 3 weeks. For a multi-county crime spree involving stolen vehicles, high-speed chases, and endangering countless lives. Most defendants would nod quietly. Accept the ruling. Start counting down the days. Maurice Thomas explodes. The moment Judge Orlando announces the sentence, Maurice Thomas transforms. The laughter stops. The smirk vanishes. In its place, rage. He starts cursing. Loud, obscene. Words that echo off the courtroom walls. Words no 15-year-old should be screaming at a judge. Then he starts kicking. The jury box. The walls. Anything within reach. Deputies move in to restrain him, but Thomas keeps fighting. Keeps screaming. Keeps showing exactly who he is. They drag him from the courtroom, but the damage is already done. Because his outburst is a spark, and the gallery is gasoline. The friends and family who came to watch? They came to participate. A young woman stands up from her seat. In the middle of a criminal proceeding, in a court of law, with deputies and cameras and a judge watching. She starts dancing. A not subtle movement, not shifting in her seat, full-on dancing, like she's at a club. Like her friend didn't just get sentenced to 3 weeks in juvenile detention. Like this is a celebration. Another woman in the gallery turns to a bailiff and unleashes a stream of obscenities, screaming, cursing, getting in his face. The noise builds, more shouting, more chaos, more people joining in. Deputies start running through the courthouse halls, backup arriving from other courtrooms. They've never seen anything like this. Judge Michael Orlando rises from his bench. He's done asking. He's done warning. He's done treating these people like they deserve the courtesy of a functioning court system. The hammer is about to drop. Judge Orlando's voice cuts through. The chaos. The courtroom will be cleared. Every single person in the gallery. Out. Now. But he's not just removing them. He's charging them. Deputies move through the gallery with handcuffs. The same friends and family who walked in laughing are walked out in restraints. 6 teenagers, 3 boys, 3 girls, all arrested on the spot. The young woman who was dancing, handcuffed. The woman who screamed at the bailiff, handcuffed. Everyone who thought this was entertainment, they're about to learn otherwise. Judge Orlando isn't finished. Maurice Thomas wanted to kick and scream and curse. He gets 5 additional days, contempt of court, added to his 21-day sentence. Dontavius Butler sat there flashing gold teeth and laughing while his co-defendant raged. He gets 5 days too, contempt of court. The 6 gallery supporters are brought before the judge. 3 are found in contempt of court and sentenced to 5 days in juvenile detention. 3 others are charged with disorderly conduct. Several adult family members who participated in the disruption? 2 days in county jail. Contempt of court. In less than an hour, Judge Michael Orlando has sentenced Maurice Thomas to 26 days behind bars. Sentenced Dontavius Butler to 26 days behind bars. Jailed 6 of their supporters. Arrested multiple family members. Cleared the entire courtroom. And restored order to his court. Chief Assistant Public Defender Gordon Weeks Jr. would later tell reporters something remarkable. In all his years practicing law, all the cases he'd seen, all the defendants he'd represented, this is the first time, in all the years I've been doing this, that I've ever seen this kind of disruption. First time, ever. Maurice Thomas and Dontavius Butler didn't just embarrass themselves. They made history, just not the kind anyone wants to make. WSVN posts the video to Facebook that night. The headline, Disorder in the Court. It explodes. 5.2 million views in the first few days. Shared on Twitter, Reddit, Instagram, every platform picks it up. National news runs the story. International outlets cover it. The whole world watches 2 15-year-olds laugh through their day in court. Watches a girl dance during a sentencing.
Get the cameras up. Hush your mouth. I said it.
Watches a judge lose his courtroom and take it back by force. And the comments section becomes a prophecy. As a black man, I'm embarrassed for my people. These kids have 0 respect for anyone, and that includes their parents. If I had done something like that as a young man, I would not be writing this. My grandmother would have killed me dead. And one comment that would prove eerily accurate. Words can't express the hurt I have for these young people. They will not live a long life if they continue to live this way. Not everyone in the story chose chaos. One mother in Tamarack watched the news coverage the night of the car chase. She saw her own son on television, running from police, fleeing a stolen vehicle, breaking the law. She didn't make excuses. She didn't hide him. She didn't show up to court the next day ready to dance when he faced consequences. She picked up the phone and called the police herself. She turned her own child in. Lighthouse Point. Police Commander Jack Vaquero praised her publicly. That was a very upstanding, notable thing to do as a citizen and parent. That mother was in the courtroom during the chaos, trying to calm the other kids down, trying to prevent what she could see coming. She couldn't stop it. But she showed what accountability looks like, what parenting looks like, what respect for the justice system looks like. The difference between that mother and the people dancing in Judge Orlando's courtroom is the difference between raising a child and enabling a criminal. Judge Michael Orlando didn't back down. When Maurice Thomas laughed, the judge warned him. When Dontavius Butler posed for cameras, the judge watched. When Thomas exploded, the judge added, "Time." When the gallery erupted, the judge cleared the room. When supporters cursed at bailiffs, the judge jailed them. He didn't plead. He didn't negotiate. He didn't let the chaos win. He dropped the hammer. 26 days for Thomas. 26 days for Butler. Jail time for supporters. Contempt charges for family members. A courtroom cleared and order restored. That's what's supposed to happen when you mock the court. The justice system isn't perfect. Juvenile courts are designed to rehabilitate, not just punish. Second chances matter. Young people can change. But rehabilitation requires one thing above all else: acknowledgement. You have to know you did wrong. You have to feel something when you face consequences. You have to understand that the courtroom isn't a stage. The judge isn't your audience. And that viral moment you're chasing might be the worst decision of your life. Maurice Thomas kicked the walls and cursed the judge. Dontavius Butler smiled for the cameras like he was famous. Their supporters danced and screamed like this was entertainment. None of them acknowledged anything. None of them showed remorse. None of them understood where they were standing. And Judge Orlando made sure they'd remember. The viral video is still online, still circulating, still racking up views almost a decade later. On TikTok, it resurfaces every few months. New generations discover it. New comment sections fill with the same reactions. Where are they now? The answer isn't pretty. 18 months after that courtroom circus, both Maurice Thomas and Dontavius Butler were arrested again. This time, the charges weren't car theft. Both were charged with rape in Florida. According to police, they live-streamed a gang rape on Facebook. The same boys who performed for cameras in court allegedly recorded themselves committing sexual assault and broadcast it to the world. Maurice Thomas was also listed as a person of interest in a Fort Lauderdale homicide. In August 2017, at just 17 years old, they were caught in Tennessee after a multi-state crime spree. 50 warrants were issued. Fort Lauderdale homicide detectives flew out to interview them. The comments on that viral video predicted it. They will not live a long life if they continue to live this way. 18 months. That's all it took for the prophecy to come true. Maurice Thomas continued his collision course with the justice system. In April 2021, at 20 years old, he was arrested again in Fort Lauderdale. The charges: possession of a weapon by a convicted felon, carrying a concealed firearm. The boy who flashed gold teeth at cameras in 2016 became a man with a criminal record stretching across multiple states. In March 2016, two 15-year-olds walked into a Broward County courtroom, convinced they'd walk out laughing. They laughed at the charges. They laughed at the judge. They laughed at the entire justice system. And then Judge Michael Orlando reminded them where they were. 26 days behind bars. Contempt charges. Supporters jailed. Family members arrested. A courtroom cleared. The hammer dropped. The video went viral. 5 million people watched, and the comments predicted exactly what would happen next. 18 months later, rape charges, a homicide investigation, a multi-state crime spree, and a lifetime of consequences that started with one simple decision: to mock the court. The courtroom isn't a stage. The judge isn't your audience. And that moment you're certain you'll walk free, that's usually the moment the hammer drops. Maurice Thomas has been arrested multiple times as an adult on charges including rape and weapons possession. Dontavius Butler faced rape charges in Florida in 2017. Both were 15 years old when they laughed through their first court appearance. They were 17 when they were charged with gang rape. The viral video from March 2016 has been viewed over 5 million times. It remains online today. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more.